Hi guys. If you were in this room before and you received an error message, please let me know if this is working now. I did post everything I spoke of already on my page, so you can refer back to it. But I'd like to see if everyone can hear me now and see me. If you can, please let me know by commenting. I'm reading the comments. I see people are joining, but I'd like, there you are. Okay, good. I'd like to know if you can see me and if you can hear me. Some people are saying good morning and some people are saying good evening. I guess we're having people watching from all around. Can you just let me know in the comments, please, if you can hear me? Great, it's working. I just went through a whole conversation about the universal year of 2018 and how it adds up to an 11, which in numerology is a master number. And the master number 11 is just, it's one of the best numbers we can have. I don't want to really repeat everything I just talked about for the last 13 minutes. Hopefully it posted on my Facebook fan page where you are right now, and you can rewatch it, hopefully, but I'll continue with my my download, as I say, Spirit. I don't really have too much planned, but I always like to talk about things that Spirit guides me to talk about, and you know, I have little topics of discussion. But as I said earlier, I would like to discuss having an attitude of gratitude really does render to the energy and the vibration of receiving more gifts and more energy in our life to be grateful for. So being grateful renders things to be more grateful for it, and it kind of multiplies. So if you have ever been with someone who was in a bad mood, it can kind of put everybody in a bad mood, everyone that's around that person, correct? The same is true with looking positive, and the same is true with being grateful. Whether or not you think there's nothing to be grateful for, if you're watching me on this video right now, you have a lot to be grateful for, because number one, you have some kind of computer device that you're able to watch me. That's number one. Number two, we have free, almost free internet, or Facebook, as it is free, where we can kind of have these exchange and these teachings and YouTube videos. And I mean, I'm forever grateful for the master teachers that are out there, and I learn from others. And if I can teach you something, then I'm forever grateful for that, and I hope you are too. So that's just a couple of things to be grateful for. I can give you a lot of things to be grateful for. And like I said earlier, the number 2018, when you add it up, it equals an 11. So the universal number of 11 that we have working on our side right now is it's changing the playing field. Things are going to start to happen in our lives that are going to seem to you like miracles. Things will be happening in your life that will be against all odds in a good way. Now, I say good because the master number 11 wants to teach us our most spiritual lessons. So if you're on some sort of spiritual path, and hopefully you have at least one good book in your library that can teach you something, and if you don't, I have a great recommendation, a little bit of a plug right here. My book, Kim Russo, The Happy Medium, is now in paperback, so you can pick this up at a discounted cost from the hardcover. There's valuable information in this book talking about how you can create and use your own power, the power that we were intended to use in this universe, not the power that we were taught is limited, and the list of rules and regulations that we need to follow in order to fit in society. Okay, We're talking about the energy and the power that is our God-given birthright that everybody has. Our instincts, no different than the animals in nature, where they have instincts to survive and to understand language that cannot be seen. They understand not only when there's danger, but they understand the lay of the land. They understand how to get around and how to survive and how to love each other and how to procreate and how to keep things going in our ecosystem. They understand this very, very intelligently, and we were meant to understand the same thing. So this universal number of 11 with 2018, it comes to us with great intention, okay? It's not a coincidence that we are now under this high master number, this vibrational number. The universe knows exactly what it's doing. And it's time for us as a human race to raise our consciousness and to use this energy to the best of our ability, to our advantage, okay? And I just want to see some of the comments. Hello, Kim. I just want to make sure. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. A lot of people. No, I don't only want to see if you can see me and hear me. There were a lot of people that were having an error message earlier. And I can go through this whole big hour talk, and it would be such a shame if people couldn't hear me. Because what would be the point, right? And people want to know if I'm doing readings tonight. You never know when the spirit moves me what can happen. So I never say never, and sure, why not? We could definitely try to do that. And I want to also share with you what spirit shares with me quite often, the spirit world. So I've channeled thousands of energies. I like to call them energies. They're people, right? They're people that lived on the earth at one time, and when they go into the other dimension, they have this wisdom about them that they probably had all along when they were alive, but the limited mind gets in the way, okay? And our teachings from our society and our family and our governments and our teachers in school and our peers, you know, we are always taught that, survival of the fittest, and, you have to, dog eat dog, and I've said this before. But basically, if we're all on the same playing field, which we are, there are some people that will have a lot of highs at certain points, but unfortunately, they can come crashing down, and then the next guy can have all kinds of highs. And so everybody has their time and their place to get to their best life. And if it's not happening, if it hasn't happened for you in the past, I'm going to say that 2018, the number 11, is an accelerator. It's an accelerating vibrational number to get us to this place where we want to be. But I might need to remind you that in order to be at a certain place that we want to be, or have things in our life that we want to have, such as love, money, we want people to be charitable towards us, we want acceptance, there's so many things we want. In order to have those things, we first have to be those things. And I feel that a lot of people don't understand that concept. So if a mean person goes around saying, I just want to be loved, I would have them stop and ask themselves, well, how many people have I shown love to? And have I really shown love? Or was it self-serving kind of love? Was it, what can I get out of it? I'll give you, but I want something in return. You need to kind of think about a selfless kind of love that you've been giving out, or charitable volunteer work, or whatever that might be, or donating some money, even money that you don't really have, to a person or to an organization that every little dollar can help. And if it's your intention that your contribution would have helped, then there you are. You are being that charitable person. And it doesn't always have to be dollars and cents. It can be intention, and I spoke about that before. And then when you step back and you see all the manifestations of who you are being, instead of always wanting to receive, first be that person, right? Be the change you want to see in the world. And that is the only way that we can actually receive the gratitude of all the gifts and all the miracles that we want, is first be it. So I don't know, I can't stress that enough for people. And some of you may not know how to be it because you were not taught that, or you were not shown that. But I'd like to talk about gratitude tonight, because gratitude is an energetic vibration, right? It's a gratefulness, even when there's nothing to be grateful, or so you think. You're alive, you're breathing, and you're well, or maybe you're not well. Be thankful for that journey as well, because in your healing, you can help someone who has the same illness to heal. I've had some things that I needed to learn in my own health that I am already verbally helping other people with what I've learned in my own experience. So it's always about sharing and caring, as we know. And like I said, being grateful, okay? Because just having that energy of holding a grudge, being a grouch, feeling bitter, feeling resentful, you're only going to stay in that energy, people. You're not going to get the desired results you want. And then you want to know why. And then you want to know, why do some people have all the luck? And some people seem to be just, things come to them so effortlessly. Well, don't claim to know that you think you know their life, or their actions, or their intentions, or their deeds. Because even if a miserable person that you know seems to have all the luck, you don't know the other side of that. You don't know the flip side of that, and you don't know what day and time their karma can come upon them. So if you always keep a high vibration with a high intention of a grateful heart, okay, now that's where we get to the base, the meat and potatoes of what this Facebook Live is about, is everything working through the vibration of your heart. The heart has the highest frequency of any organ in your body, so much more than your brain. I don't know if you know that. Another fun fact if you didn't know that. And scientists have measured the energy of the heart. Okay, broken hearts, grateful hearts, hearts that are in love, you know, you just... the heart energy is the strongest energy. And I know when I feel a grateful feeling, it comes and it resonates through my heart chakra. It's not so much in my analytical thinking that I'm grateful, right? So you can think, gee, I'm grateful. And that's just a thought. But it's really to feel that gratefulness in your heart. I feel grateful for my pets, for my cats, for my dogs, for my family, for my friends. And even if you just have a few friends, a few true friends, there's a lot to be said about that. I also find that, and I do want to give you some tips that I have found to be really helpful in learning to have a grateful attitude. And a big part of that is learning to live in the moment. And the reason I say that, and just hear me out now, when you live in the future, you're expecting to get things, right? So we're living towards a goal. And that's good. There's nothing wrong with having goals and dreams and inspirations. The problem with that is a lot of the times we have very unrealistic expectations of ourselves even, okay? And I'm sure so many people on this thread right now, and if you say no, you're lying. If you're a good person and you want to do good, or you were taught to do good, you probably want the best from yourself. And when it doesn't go exactly as planned, you come down on yourself. You think someone's out to get you. You feel that there's a curse on you. You feel that God is not listening to you. And you feel that all of this good life is for the next guy, And what's their secret? I'm telling you their secret. I'm telling you the secret right now. And I might be repeating a lot of things that are in the book, The Secret, which I haven't read, by the way, and that's okay too. I try to live by a few of these principles that I'm giving you. But living in the moment allows us to just accept what is in the moment. Okay, so for example, we can hope things might get better, and that's a good way to look at it. But it's not necessarily the circumstances that we react to, or it's how we react to it. So I've met many people in my life that they have nothing to be thankful for, and they have a miserable life, but they're always whistling and they're always smiling. And those are the people I admire. And those are the people probably with great faith to know that as long as they keep this high vibration, nothing but high vibrational events can happen, such as miracles, okay? Miracles can only come to you through a high vibrational energy. You won't find it in the low despair place, or the bitter place, or the anguish, or the despair, or the depressed. You really won't find too many miracles in that vibration, okay? That's why I advise people to surrender and always stay with the right intention in the moment. When we live too far into the future, and when the future comes, like 2018 now is here, and perhaps maybe in 2015, you were expecting to be at a certain place by 2018. Well, get rid of the deadlines. Get rid of the deadlines. First of all, time is an illusion. It doesn't even exist. And forget about your age, because your soul is ageless, okay? Don't think about timelines. They're an illusion. They're set up, just for our bodies to have some rest, and for the earth to have some rest, right? Day and night. We need to sleep and we need to wake up. That's what timelines are for, right? In the other world, they always tell me, the spiritual world always says, time is not real. And only in your world is it linear, but it's really not. Science has proven it's not linear. So don't set yourself up for these expectations and giving yourself all these deadlines, because invariably you're going to be disappointed when those actual things don't happen by that time. So I say to people, and especially when I give psychic predictions, I am not one to give you time or timelines. I can feel how close the energy is, but I will never say, unless Spirit shows me an actual month. But sometimes a month can be of any year. So you just have to wait and see and surrender it and live in the moment. And I like to teach people how to give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to fail. Yep, I just said that. Give yourself permission to not be at your best some days. And what I mean when I say that is, if you're not feeling up to going a certain place or hanging out with your friends, your body's talking to you. There's a reason you're not feeling up to it. So you need to honor yourself. And I always like to tell people, give yourself permission. Now, if you're married, you can say Kim Russo said, she gave me permission, and then I'll take the heat for you, okay? Because sometimes we have to live up to other people's expectations, such as our friends, our family, our spouses, our bosses. Of course, we need to be responsible, and we need to know when to do things and when not to, when we're following a schedule. But if you are always influenced by society about what you should be doing. And how many times do we see people on Facebook, they're out and about and they're at the bar and they're with their friends and they're having a great time. And meanwhile, you're saying to yourself, oh my gosh, I wish I was doing that. I have a boring life compared to them. Well, I don't want to get too far into the facade book because, it's called Facebook, but some of it's a facade and, we know that. All that glitters is not always gold. I like to tell people, stay in your own lane. It doesn't matter what other people are doing, because half the times it looks so great, and then when you get to know the person, you can't believe the life they've had, and then all of a sudden, like, you feel so badly for them, and you love everything about your life. It doesn't matter what you saw on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. A lot of the times that's just for the camera, as they say. So please, I'm here to tell you that, like, let's be real about a lot of things in life. And I don't want to get too far off the subject, but being grateful for the good and the bad, like I said earlier, is don't go too far out, and give yourself permission not to always have to follow a certain regimen or crowd, okay? Honor your feelings. That's huge, huge, huge. When I do readings and I teach people how to read energy, I always want to teach them to stop thinking. Get rid of the thoughts, because your thoughts are all created from your own frame of reference, even your own fears. Everything's mixed in with your thoughts, your limitations, your insecurities, your fears, your programs from when you were a child. So that will lie to you. Your thoughts are tainted. Of course they are. We're human. And everybody has a different program. Thoughts are tainted. Feelings are real. Right? So do you ever hear people say, I don't know why I feel like that, but it's just my feelings, or I feel it in my gut. So instead of thinking, try to feel, because feeling will always come from your heart chakra, okay? And this is also how you can open up more psychically too. When you start to pay attention to those feelings, they don't always make sense. Honor your feelings. We have a built-in barometer that is off the charts, amazing navigation system. So basically, honor that, okay? So if you're learning anything here, I hope you're learning that, yes, of course, we have to think certain things. We have to rationalize. We have to analyze sometimes when we're doing, even if you're contemplating making a purchase. Of course, we have to think. We have to compare. We have to do analysis. But when it comes to matters of life and matters of the heart, it's best not to think. It's best to feel. How do you feel? And honor your feelings. We were taught to put them on a back burner. We were taught that they don't matter. All that matters really is pleasing everyone around you, right? Well, that's why we're in the trouble we're in. That's not true. That's why we have so many people in therapy. That's why we have so many people in a crisis, in a life crisis. People don't know where they fit in. They don't even know their own identity anymore, because they stopped learning how to feel. So if you need to grieve your loved ones, grieve them. Cry. If you need to cry, I don't care. If you're a man, especially if you're a man, I encourage you to cry. Because we're letting out a lot of stored up emotions, okay? And we can be grateful for that. We can be grateful for that great cry, because every time there's a release, there's always an opportunity for a miracle to happen, because we're clearing the energetic field and we're allowing for the higher vibration, which is where healings take place, miracles take place, all the manifestations take place. That's how we manifest. I told you, not in the low vibration, in the high vibration. So in 2018, we have this energy working with us. What else could we want, right? 2009 was the last time we had the 11 energy. And then before that, it was in the 1900s. Believe it or not, it was like, go back, go back, go back. So it's not, we don't always have the energy of the Master 11 with the year 2018 on our side. But we do have it now, at least for a whole year, to make your dreams come true. I just want to see what a couple of people are saying. I'm not ignoring you people, I promise. Thank you, Gina, that you love my guidance. I love you too, honey. I feel my loved one is channeling you. They're telling you they are. Yes, Okay, many people are channeling through me. Many people always channel through me on a daily basis. And people want to know from me, how do you do it? How do you keep like focused and stuff like that? Well, I take 1 minute at a time. Hopefully you can do the same. So let's just go over a little bit, being authentic to ourselves and our feelings. We have to be authentic to us. Otherwise, we really can't be authentic to anyone else. Otherwise, then it's just a show. And it's a facade, okay? A lot of mediums can see right through that facade. When a medium or a reader has a hard time reading someone, that person has a guard and a shield that they walk around in life with. And I will always tell them, drop the shield, drop the guard. They won't always know what I mean. But then I'll say to them, and hopefully if there are any readers or psychics that are watching me right now, what you need to tell them is most of your outward life a lie or a show for the masses? And they'll say, yeah, I had to learn how to be like this. My father was an alcoholic, or my mother was an alcoholic. I'm just giving examples. And in those moments, hi Sam from Ecuador. Happy New Year, Sam. I see you. Glad you're listening, Sam. It's a great forum to be able to connect with people here. But when oh gosh, what was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. Hi, Paul. I see you too. Anthony's here, but I told him he better be quiet this time around. Last video, he made a lot of noise. Just keeping it real, just keeping it real. So I was talking about people having a facade and, they've learned early in life how to show other people that they have the same thing as the next person. Not to show their suffering or not to show their trauma. They've learned how to put on a happy face, as the song goes. Not always for the good reasons. So when you're not authentic, a medium can feel that because there's like guards all over. You're like this, and your energy is just, it's too guarded. There's something suspicious about that. I can see right away. Oh, what don't they want us to see? What don't they want to even see themselves? Okay, so of course it's it's. I'm not picking on Anthony, Judy, but you know what? He makes a lot of noise in the house, and we're in our condo in Florida, so it's not a lot of rooms. But maybe I'll do a video with Anthony. And if any of you read my book, he's a big part of my spiritual journey. So if you haven't picked up the book, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised about how this really manifested into me talking to you right now. So let's get back to giving yourself permission and letting your guards down and being authentic, okay? It's okay to tell people your story, your truth. You may be surprised how people won't judge you. And you may be surprised that when you show them your weaknesses, they'll show you theirs, and you'll have a whole nother relationship on a whole nother level. And it's not about, having a pity party. It's about being real. It's about having groups of people that can share in your experiences. And so many times our friends are our best therapists, right? But they can't be our best therapists if we're not upfront, if we're not truthful. If you're always saying everything's great, everything's wonderful, listen, for your sake, I hope it is. Truly, I do. And I'm not saying that there's a lot of people whose lives aren't wonderful. I just know that human nature is always learning to strive to get better, to learn more, to grow higher in a higher vibration. And the only way to do that is to be authentic, to be grateful, to raise the vibration, to release stored traumas, but being grateful even when you don't feel you should be is one of the biggest things that I have found. Now I'm actually going to talk to you about my life, okay? Because I'm very transparent. I have nothing to hide. It's hard for a wallflower. The reason you're a wallflower is because you've been hiding, honey. That's what somebody just said. It's hard for someone who's a wallflower. Come out and just come out. Peek your head out, and then the rest will follow. I promise you this world isn't as scary as it seems. So being grateful, and I said I'm going to share my story with you. 1 year ago today, many of you may know, I truly thought my mother was on her deathbed. Now some people say, well, gee, Kim, you're psychic. How did you not know? You're a medium. Well, I'll answer that. It's too emotionally attached to me. I really can't see for the close people to me. But everything, all the doctors, the hospitals, the rehabs, they were all telling us, you know, one doctor even told us that if he were her children, he would stop her dialysis and put her out of her misery. Pretty much telling us to put her down like a dog, if you can even imagine this. And my sister knows all about this because her and I have been going through this together. Had we not been grateful for every little step of progress Mom has made, today she's made a full recovery. She's happy in the place she lives. She's made friends. The whole staff cannot believe the recovery she's made. And I have to tell you, 1 year ago today, I am in a very different place right now because I can relax that my mother is okay and she's happy and I got my mother back. You know, mentally, I got her back. So don't listen to the doctors all the time. Our intuition was telling us we are fighting this with my mom till the very end. And when God is ready for her, that's how it will happen. That's how it will go down. We were not going to make that decision to stop Mom's dialysis because in 5 days she would have been in a coma, and that would have been it. So how do you do these things? You have to go from your heart, and you have to do what you feel is right and what you believe is right. And you can't have anybody judge your decisions, okay? Because think about the people that are judging. They just want to deflect from their own stuff. They don't want to look inside of their own life. So they'll always be so quick to tell you what you did wrong or what you should do or what you shouldn't do. Okay? So that's just a little tidbit. I like to always hold the mirror up and show people what I am so grateful for. I am grateful for my improving health. Okay? I'm going to share this. It is, I'm so grateful that my health is improving. You might want to know, well, Kim, I didn't know your health was not great. Well, I was waking up every day feeling arthritic, inflammation, lethargic, tired. As many of you know, I've had to stop doing some private readings for a while just to get my chi back, my universal life force. What a lot of you don't know is your chi or your universal life force is generated in your liver. A lot of it, yeah, it is. And so what I started doing a cleanse. I started, many of you have seen on social media that I am eating better, and I said in my last video, I did cut out meat. Because I was not craving it any longer. My body was talking to me. If I do eat meat, it will be grass-fed, it will be organic, no hormones, because I do believe meat sometimes can be good. Protein for your blood, protein is good for your brain, okay? I know that. So I will eat it if it's just hasn't been tainted, okay? But I like to eat the natural foods that have vibrational energy that is living, okay? So think about putting either a dead animal inside of you or a living, vibrant piece of a vegetable that has energetic vibrations that are alive, like really alive, they will feed your cells, and then you can feel alive. It goes hand in hand, okay? Fruits and vegetables. I cut out all sugar. I have had to stay on these cleanse, okay? So it's intestinal cleanse, it's liver cleanse, and I cannot tell you how much things have changed in my life. I am able to think clearer. I am able to have less inflammation. I am able to feel less bloated in my stomach area. I had a very congested liver. And that happens if you've never done a cleanse in your life. I mean, except for the cleanse they give you when you do the colonoscopy, which that doesn't clean anything but the lower colon. So I don't want to make this like a medical video, but I do want to tell you how much I am so grateful for God showing me the way of why I felt my roadblocks. Yes, there's a lot of protein that comes from plants, and I get that too. It's just sometimes there aren't some things that are readily available, but every once in a while for the, even for your iron levels, if you can eat like a grass-fed steak, but if there's other reasons you don't eat meat, like, of course, for the poor animals, I get it. I feel the same way. So I am forever grateful. I am not 100% cured. I still have my bad days, but I am so grateful. I am on the road to recovery. And every day I get answers. I get a new piece of information that I'm learning about the body, supplements that I'm learning about that the medical industry will never, ever, ever tell you about because they don't even know. So a lot of this information is out there. Start to do your own research. As they say, every disease and illness starts in the gut. I can attest to that. I haven't had a major illness, thank the good Lord, but I felt like I was declining, and that we can't have that. I won't give in to that. So I started a gratitude journal. I do that every year. Every time the year changes the number, I get a new gratitude journal. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I forget to write in it, but I never forget to be grateful. Grateful for the meal that's put in front of me. Grateful for my family. Grateful for my partner, my husband of 30 years. And I actually tell him how grateful I am for him. That's another thing, people. Tell people how grateful you are. Show your gratefulness. Extend it. Let people know they're appreciated. It will render more acts of appreciation, you see? Because some of you may just sit back and look and say, wow, I have the greatest kids, or I have the greatest husband. But do you really tell them that? Tell them that. We need to hear it. I thank you guys so much for how many beautiful comments you're making on this video thread of, Kim, you're awesome. Thank you, Kim. You're a godsend. All these beautiful things you're writing. I am so grateful that you're showing me your appreciation. I can't tell you how that makes me feel. And it makes me want to do more. And it keeps me going to do for you. Keeps me doing these videos. Do I want to do more TV? Of course I do. I put it out there. I'm waiting. The universe has a plan, and I'm on board. When they're ready for me, I'm ready to go. So don't you guys worry, everybody that has been writing to me about where is, any new shows. As far as The Haunting of, I do not think so. I'm sorry to say that. It's all a network thing, a production thing. It has nothing to do with me. And thank you. I'm glad that you guys are thanking me for sharing this with you. So those are two things that I'm grateful for. And there's so many more things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful that I can help you. How about that? I am grateful that I have a direct connection to the spirit world. And I feel that so many people that I've talked to in the spirit world, I can't wait. Like there's one day I'm really going to meet them. And hopefully they'll tell me how grateful they are that I sent their message on to their loved ones. But they always tell me from the other side how they were not able to see the bigger picture when they were in their physical body, and how all of their mother's fears were transferred to them, or their family fears, or the teacher's fears, or their religious fears, and they couldn't see in a bigger picture way. They only saw through this small, tiny lens. And so they always talk about, now I can see the truth when they're on the other side. So one of my goals to help you is to see the bigger picture while we're still in the three-dimensional body, because we don't always have all the answers. And when you think you know something, don't assume, okay? So don't assume anything. Don't even assume what your future is going to look like. If you live every day with a grateful heart, with good, loving intentions, your vibrations will raise, and you'll be like what do they say, like Teflon, like nothing can touch you, and you can just good news after good news after good news, and then people are going to want to know what your secret is, and then you can share what you've learned, but not just up here. You have to apply these things and these principles, okay? Okay, so I'm going to read some of your comments. There are a lot of people that don't have these secrets, and they don't know this. And somebody here, happy birthday, Barbara Califano. I love you. I hope you're having a great day. And I cannot even imagine that you're here sharing your birthday evening with me on Facebook, but I'm grateful for that. Very good friend of mine. I got a little deterred. I was just going to talk about. Somebody had made a comment about there are narcissistic people who will never show you anything that they're grateful for. Okay, well, we can't always change other people, correct? We can't. Like, we want to. First of all, nobody in this universe, no physical human being, unless they want to dedicate every ounce of themselves to this other person, can change a person's life. You know, they have to change it for themselves. But what can render a change is you be the change for you. So you stay in your lane and stay true to yourself and don't waver. So don't say, well, I'm going through a spiritual phase and I'm going to be good and I'm going to be loving and I'm going to be charitable, and I'm going to be grateful. Like, it can't be a phase you're going through. You have to actually become this, okay? And just try it. Try it. Try it. That's all I ask. Try it. So we have to leave the 2017 and all those other years. We have to leave that in the past. That energy really has no right to be in this high vibrational 11 of 2018. Vibrational number 11. Add up 2018. It's an 11. So all of those past energies, thought processes, you're going to start to see, it's all going to start to fall away. You know, that's why we're having so much exposure in the world as well, with the celebrities and all these people in Hollywood and all these pedophiles, and transparency is happening, okay? They cannot hide behind the 11 energy. It's out in the open, transparent, it's high vibration. You're going to find everything out. I can't wait. This is my reality show. I don't watch reality shows. Life is a reality show. And every time someone's exposed for their bad, negative behavior, I feel sometimes it's a good thing, because it empowers us to know the truth and to see where we don't want our world to go and see where we do want our world to go, right? Because after a while, if there is enough people that disgust us out there, we're going to really want to make the change, and we're not going to take it anymore, right? I'm going to read some of these. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Some people have said to me that my book and my videos have, you know, allowed them to have to even go back to church. That's amazing. And, you know, open their hearts and all kinds of things. Okay, so somebody just wrote here that, hold on, I have to plug in. We're using a lot of juice here. Hold on, I might have to plug this in. Somebody just wrote that they're having some infertility in trying to, you know, have a baby. This is going to sound strange. Do a cleanse. Sometimes there's like, you know, we have all these probiotic things going on where, sorry for the shaky thing, but I don't want to go dead in the middle of a presentation and not talk. A lot of the times we, you know, now the biggest craze is these probiotics and prebiotics and probiotics, and those are all the good bacteria that feed our gut. And when we take all those, they can kind of kill off the bad guys. So cleanse out the bad guys, get on a great prebiotic, eat tons of greens and good live foods, not dead foods, like live foods. And then keep trying, because ovaries can get blocked by bad bacteria that's lurking inside of us. I told you I learned a lot. And Saturn, for those astrologers out there, is in my 6th house. So the planet Saturn is like the guy in the sky that puts the hammer down and says, okay, we got to get this done. And 6th house is health. So that it's very fitting that this is why I'm finding all these answers for my health. And they're all just coming to me. You know, I'm just stumbling upon all these things, and I'm using my intuition. And remember what I said, if it feels right. Now, there's a lot of people on this thread that do Reiki. And I guarantee you, if you do Reiki, you do muscle testing, okay? So muscle testing is more like your subconscious talking to the practitioner. It's just your body knows what it needs, and it comes from not your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind, and they test your muscles. And so look into it. I'm not gonna, you know, go too deep into that, but you can look into muscle testing, and that's the same idea as using your intuition, okay? So, you know, if you crave something, it's because your body's telling you. If you crave salt, you want a bag of potato chips. You're craving that salt, which, you know, might have some iodine or things that we need for our body. So always listen to your body and your feelings. I'm reading some of the... Oh my gosh. I just read a great question because I went through this. A woman is taking care of her father who has dementia, and how does she stay positive when the same questions are asked over and over? Her father keeps asking her the same questions over and over. I'm very familiar with dementia. I've had several people in my family have it. That's why I'm doing the cleanse. I don't want to get it. You know, a lot of the times, and I'll answer your question about the dementia and the father, but what happens is, with all of the chemicals that are all over our universe, fluoride is in the water, you can't get away from it. Even if you don't drink it, you shower with it, it gets into your skin, it calcifies your pineal gland, which is a gland like sits right inside the top of your head. And once that's calcified, you really don't remember things, and then you lose your connection to the other realm, okay? So when we cleanse, we want to do heavy metal toxin cleanse, intestinal cleanse, liver cleanse, gallbladder cleanse. We want to always do that on a regular basis, because we can kind of decalcify the pineal gland, which is then we won't get Alzheimer's. But anyway, that's also with heavy metals and stuff that get into throughout the aluminum in the vaccines and the aluminum in the chemtrails that they drop, or just in our soil. There's a lot of aluminum. Getting back, you have to understand with your dad, you're not dealing with a rational, coherent person. Alzheimer's, they forget and they don't really know. So it's no different than dealing with a 3-year-old. You have to sometimes give them a child's answer, or sometimes you even just have to answer them with the same question that they asked you, like, well, Dad, I just answered that. Do you remember what I said? And try not to take offense to it. It's very hard to take care of a family member with dementia. I've done it myself with my mom and my sister. My aunt had it, and it's a cruel disease. It's cruel. It's cruel to the caretakers. Because the vibrant person that we knew just doesn't exist anymore, and it becomes a shell of a person that just becomes like a robot with almost like a tape recorder inside them that they could just repeating over and over the same things. Dementia can also be caused by gluten. Oh my goodness, gluten can just create havoc. The body does not know what to do with gluten. It doesn't recognize it as any kind of source of fuel or of energy. So what the body does with gluten, I've learned this, is it stores it in the fat. Okay, so we have stores of it. We have reserves of it. It's in there. It doesn't know where to put it. So it goes to all these places and then it wreaks havoc because the hormones don't know how to correspond with the gluten. You know, everything is we're just a biological machine that works in sync. And when you throw a little bit of a curveball in there, sometimes the body, throws out like this warning sign and error message. And that's what's going on with a lot of us right now. Beth, will I ever get Reiki clients? Be that person you want to attract, honey. That's what I meant when I said that. There is no hoping and praying and begging the universe. We don't do that. We be that person, and we expect the universe to send what we need. And if the universe does not send Reiki clients, perhaps you need to ask yourself, what other direction are you being led to go in? Okay. Sometimes it's like a puzzle, our life, and we have to kind of figure it out. Like, well, that thing doesn't seem to be working, so maybe that's not what's meant for me. And then surprisingly, a new, occupation shows up. Psychic vision since I was a toddler. Somebody's had a lot of vision since they were a toddler, and they want to know why it's only been negative. Well, I'd have to really get into your energy and read you, and I'm willing to bet that there may have been some negative energy around you, or negative events that happened in your family or to you, and I'm going to say it again. Once you clear out what you know as your reality, if it hasn't been such a positive reality, then you're going to attract any kind of low vibrational thought processes or entities. I've said this on my show, The Haunting of, many times. Like attracts like. And somebody just said that I'm in sunny Florida. Well, I am in sunny Florida, but if you saw what today was, you wouldn't believe. It's like a monsoon. It's still, wind is blowing out there, and the rain, it's dreary. So today was not sunny Florida. But please, I hope you can utilize some of these tools that I shared with you. Clean out everything. Clean out your intestines, all the things I talked about. Detox your life. your closets. Release the energy that was only in your life either to please other people, sometimes we're forced into situations by other people. Or sometimes relationships were created at a time where we were in a different mindset. And in that time, that relationship served its purpose, and it wasn't for nothing. But if you've moved on and you've gone higher, and other people just want to still keep gossiping and telling you their problems every 2 minutes, and like, you need to know when to cut off that toxic energy and say, not that you don't want to be a good friend, but when you give people a solution and they ignore the solutions and they only want to keep talking about the problems, that's when you know that they're not willing to let go of their story, their negative story. So then you need to let go of it because they're not willing to get help. They don't want help. It's obvious. Like, they can go to therapy for years. They can go to every psychic under the sun. You could be a great friend with great advice, and they don't listen, and they don't want, and they don't even hear you. Time to cut the cord there. And it does not just with a friend. It could be with any relationship. Let's see. Thomas, does my father who passed have any messages for me? Well, the first thing that came to my mind was the message of I'm sorry. And Thomas, feel free to write whatever your response here if you'd like. I had the feeling of I'm sorry for some sort of disappointment. Perhaps you couldn't see him before he passed. And the other message that I'm receiving is the plan was just perfect for me. For example, if you made some decisions that you're not sure were the right decisions for his health, that's coming across to me as the way he's saying it to me is, yes, like, you guys, whoever made these decisions, like, thumbs up kind of. And the other message is, thank you for letting me go. So someone absolutely gave permission for him to go, meaning, Dad, it's okay, we will be okay. Okay, hold on, I'm looking. Does my grandfather have a message for me on my wedding? Kaisley. Her wedding coming, she wants to know if the grandfather has any message. I'm picking up very strong that he will be there in spirit, for sure. I'm also picking up that the plan for the wedding changed, and he's well aware of it. So I don't know if that means you had one date, then you needed a different date, or you had one place where you were having it, now you're having a different place. He's well aware of the changes, and this is strange, but he said, don't be so anxious to have a child. Like, enjoy married life first. So that's a message. I hope you understand it. Shelley, your father had a sudden heart attack. First thing I heard was, I didn't see it coming, and I had no pain. The way that it's feeling to me is indigestion. I feel like I have this heartburn, and it was quick. It was like heartburn, and then I'm on the other side, like a sharp pain, like heartburn. I hope you can understand that, hon. It was quick. That's why I keep hearing, like, I didn't feel pain. And I'm with, I could swear he just said his brother. I'm with my brother. So I need you to understand that. I hope you received that message. Is there a message right now? Wait, I'm just want to read some of these because some people are commenting on how helpful the video is, and other people are asking me direct questions. Someone just posted that their friend committed suicide, and is there any way of knowing if they are okay? Well, I told you I go by my feelings. And not only do I feel they're okay, I feel like they have the bigger picture going, meaning what I talked to you about earlier, where they had their demons when they were living here, but it was too much pressure for them. So remember what I talked about earlier when I said we have these unrealistic expectations that we put on ourselves, that our families put on us, that society puts on us, and we cannot live up to these expectations. And invariably we get depressed, we feel defeated, we feel inadequate, and that's exactly what happened to your friend, honey. But in the other world, there's nothing but love and support and what's the word? Appreciation for his soul. And so it's being shown like, wow, I wish I would have known the bigger picture, and I wish I wouldn't have been so programmed to put all this on myself. Remember, my best phrase in life is, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Energy always changes. It never stays the same. So unless you stay the same, if you don't get out of this same mindset, why would you expect a different result? Change it. Be open to possibilities. Be open to being grateful for the enemies that you have. They teach you how to be a good person, but that's up to you. So they can teach you the other thing, how to be bitter and angry as well. Okay? Now, I know some of you have had some atrocities happen to you that can't even be repeated. I get it. I've heard a lot in my years of doing readings, but I always say hurting people hurt people. People that are hurting hurt others. Doesn't make it okay. No, it does not. Nope. But if you can see someone's pain and not take it so personal, then you can understand and be grateful that you're not in that much pain as that other person. Right? Because when you say, gee, I would never say that, or I would never do that. People that are hurt try to hurt. And sometimes only if it's in the moment. And it doesn't excuse, and that's why we have forgiveness, and that's why we have the words, I'm sorry, and that's why we release things. Hold on a second. Somebody just wrote that they really need their environment to change. It's very, very toxic. Rome was not built in a day. Take one step at a time to make changes. Work towards that goal. If you want something bad enough, you can get it. But again, it doesn't always happen overnight. But remember what I said, go with your feelings. How does it make you feel? Feelings cannot be right and they cannot be wrong. They're your feelings, so they're valid. Okay? And now there's other people that say, well, gee, you know what? You're just too touchy. Okay. You might be. Listen, if you're as sensitive as they call us psychics, then you're probably sensitive to a lot of things. Feelings, emotions, allergens. You know, being sensitive means you're sensitive all the way around the board. I just want to remind you of that. You're an empath. You feel things on an intense level. And don't let anybody fault you for that, because that can work to your advantage. If you honor your heart and your feelings and your intuition and your gut. Okay. All right, so we're pretty much going on here for about an hour. I mean, I'm having a ball. Thanks for touching all of my emotions tonight. Hold on a second. I'm still reading. Hi, Johnny. I see you. Roz, will you be moving and changing job? I heard both. Actually, both. Not all at once, though. I feel that the job is first. and then the physical move, believe it or not. So I hope that helps you. The job has to be changed. Yeah. Thank you, John. Yeah. I have to wear the glasses, otherwise I can't see. Will my husband be rewarded, or will it put him 6 feet under? Okay. Will he be rewarded for his hard work? He already has been. He already has been. It's how you look at it. That's what I'm being shown. It's how you look at it. It's in the appreciation. It's in the gratitude. And remember what I said. Don't look too far into the future. Live in the moment. Be grateful for the achievements. Be grateful for what he has rendered from that hard work, and take it from there. Take it from there. I'm not understanding why people joined before and now they're joining again. I just hope that they didn't get caught off and that they were able to watch this whole video. Lori Hayes, should I still go on with the clothing business? I heard no. I'm sorry to say that. They're showing me something more of a spiritual nature for you. I'm feeling you are quite the healer, even though you may not know it. And I do feel like your spirit guides are pushing you in the direction. Kerry, give me a minute. I don't know what your question is, but I keep seeing you saying please. So I don't know what your question is. You're going to have to repost it. But getting back to the clothing business, lady, that feels like it's dwindling, and it feels like you're coming up against a lot of roadblocks. Sometimes you have to throw in the flag and just surrender. So please, I feel like you've had many signs about what other direction you should be going in, and it's of a spiritual nature for sure. So I do want to tell you that. Ruth, what does the focus of the next part of your life look like? I'm sorry to say this, Ruth, but I'm being told that you're going to be some kind of caretaker. Please don't get upset when I say that. That can even be for a pet. I don't know. I'm not saying it's like for like an elderly parent that you're going to get bogged down with or anything like that. It could be, but that's not necessarily what I'm feeling. They're showing me that you need to use your nurturing skills. So that's what's next. You're going to be somewhat of a caretaker. Hold on. Guys, just please don't write these novels because I won't be able to read it. It's too long. Just like a quick question. No. Somebody said I'm always looking to heal my life. I'm wondering if it has to be done on the other side. Absolutely not. That's why you came here. You need to start it here. This is the hardest lesson. This is the hardest school is here. Don't wait till you get to the other side, because then, you know, the lesson plan is easy if you have all the answers. On the other side, you have all the answers. Here, you don't. This is where the test is on Earth. This is the test. You have to pass the test here. You have to raise your vibration here. And if it means living in faith, you have to do that. And believing in yourself, believing in a universe that has your back 100%, if not more. And also believing that you came here with the internal navigation system that can actually get you right where you need to go and give you all your answers. What we've learned to do and what we were taught to do is to filter out our true instinct, our true internal intuition. We were taught at a very early age that has an on and off switch. And for most of us, it's been turned off, okay? And I encourage anyone with young kids or grandchildren to teach the children how to feel and how to express themselves and how to love themselves and how to communicate, right? Communicate what they're feeling, communicate what they're seeing, and don't dismiss them if they see a presence in their room. And don't dismiss them if they see grandma up in the corner of the ceiling. They are not tainted yet. Please do not taint those innocent children. Okay, I need you to understand that. We have to go back to basics on so many levels. We have to go inward. We have too many computers trying to run our lives. We forgot how to think. We forgot how to feel, right? So I can speak for myself. I get in a car. I don't need to know directions. I just press it in my navigation system. I don't even have to think anymore. It's kind of sad when you think about it, because how much more are we being dumbed down without even realizing it, right? We are. We're being taught we don't even have to think anymore. We have instant everything, instant answers, instant anything you want. And whatever happened to having to work for something? It builds character. It renders a grateful heart, right? Doesn't it? I love when people say they never thought of it that way. Good, that's my job. To simplify the energy. Deborah, you are both. You're a medium and a healer. I don't know when you're going to believe me. You don't need me to tell you this. Deborah, you know what I'm saying. Don't leave it for the other person. Accept it as your gift and your journey. And be grateful and put it to the test. Not even the test, put it to use, I should say. Yes, Google does know everything, I guess. That's not always a good thing. Quick questions, people. You're writing novels, please. Just give me a topic. I see you laughing, Debbie. Frank, I will be on the road in March. Check my website. I'll be in Queens, not far from where you live. I can't come to Connecticut these days, but hopefully soon. Oh, I love that more people are joining still. You can watch the replay of this right now. I'm giving messages. Hi, Lynn. Lisa, should you continue with your mediumship? They're showing me my situation, and your liver is very congested and you have roadblocks because your energy level is not optimal. I feel like you're pushing yourself to the limit. I'm being shown you stay up too late. You're not getting your sleep. I feel like you never want to say no to people. Lisa Weiland, you know who you are. You're spreading yourself too thin. You need boundaries. And I feel like you need to do your cleanse and get your sleep and implement your boundaries. I do feel you're already grateful. That I do feel. But I do feel you're congested in the lower chakra, which is your root chakra, Lisa. And I feel like when you do a cleanse, you clean out the root chakra, but emotionally you need to clean it out too. I feel like there's stuff from your past that you're holding on to energetically. Some grief. It's grief, and it's stored in your root chakra. It's weighing you down, Lisa. You can give validation here or any kind of... If you want to make a comment. Hi, Nancy Moss. Long time no see. Good to see you here. It's fun to see people from your neighborhood that moved away and joining you on Facebook. That is, I didn't mean to put Facebook down before when I called it facade book, but it was sort of going hand in hand with what I was talking about, when the grass always looks greener, when people seem to have the best life on Facebook, but they really don't. I mean, some people do, but you know what I'm talking about. Don't look in anybody else's backyard. Stay in your own lane, because you never really know people's stuff. You don't know their story. And outward appearances, really, they could just be illusions. Kristen, I will be answering your question. Serious illness, how will it go? Well, interestingly enough, thank you, Lisa. I'm glad you said everything's on point. I hope you understand it. Kristen, what I'm picking up is what you're going through is going to help many others in their healing. So that tells me, yes, that you are going to find a solution. There's something definitely directly connected with the thyroid that I'm sensing, or something's directly affecting your thyroid. So in looking in one area, you may be missing the thyroid area. Like I don't want you to just focus in one area, because there's other things being affected. I feel your mineral levels are completely out of whack. Your hormone levels are out of whack. A cleanse would be just the best thing for you right now, at least just to start with, okay? I'm not saying, I mean, do I feel that's the answer to all illness? In the end, yeah, I do, because something went amiss somewhere in our bodies where our cells stop communicating with each other. And so there's toxins that interfere with cell communication. All right, pretty much that's the long and short of it. And then what happens is it manifests into different illnesses. Different cells mutate into different illnesses. We have cancer, we have diabetes, we have MS, we have all kinds of things. But if we can get the body cleaned out, and the liver especially, we can kind of start to get in sync again with all our cells. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you prescriptions here. I'm just telling you what has worked for me and what I've learned and what Spirit has shown me. So I think that's the best start for everyone who has any type of illness. Hi, Ray. How are you? Ray Morales. Hi, Nancy. I just read that you recently had a heart attack. I'm very, very, very sorry to hear that. I'm so happy you lived to talk about it, and I'll tell you what I'm sensing right off the bat, if you don't mind. I feel that you had a heart attack as a direct emotional broken heart. You may need to think about that one. There's some kind of stress you've been carrying around for someone else for a long time. It's not your pain and it's not your stress, but you've been carrying it for that person. It comes across to me as a somewhat of a disappointment to you, and life is going to have to change now. You're going to have to take major changes and do things differently, and I know you already know what that is, so I don't have to go into that too much further. I feel like they might have put a stent or they opened something up there, and I do feel like what they have recommended to you is good if you follow directions. Oh, good. Somebody just put medical medium. Yeah, I do not know him personally, but I have his book, but I haven't read it yet. Medical Medium. Not sure if he talks about cleansing as well. Happy New Year, Concetta, sweetie. Miss you. Denise, I told you how to start healing your chronic pain. I told you how, and I'm a firm believer in what I say. It's not my opinion. You can start with cleanses. A lot of people have some bad bacteria that even some people have parasites that can really get into their cells and their muscle tissues, and everybody has them. They just talk about the good ones overriding the bad ones. So we have to get that. We definitely have to get that in check. And the way that I like to compare it is, compare your body to the muffler of a car, right? If you put your hand by the muffler, well, you'll get burned, of course. I don't mean that. If you block up the muffler of a car, what will happen to your car, right? It'll peter out. It'll stall. It'll choke, right? It's by not detoxing your body and doing cleanses, it's no different than putting a block to the muffler of your car. It's our exhaust system. We need to release the toxins. We need to get them out of our body, not reabsorb them again. So there are many amazing cleanses out there. What do I think of John of God? I never personally met him. I know people who have had miracles happen with him. And also, that could be the power of the mind, see? But it doesn't matter. If he's helping people, God bless him. If I've had a chance to meet him, I really want to meet him. I would love to meet him. But I can't assess him because I've never had the privilege of meeting him in person. Oh, so yes, Kim, read the book, Medical Medium Starts with a Cleanse. Look at that, we're on the same page. I'm only speaking from my experience, okay? What Spirit has shown me. So that's worked for me, and I'm in the middle of it. I'm not done, but not by a long shot am I done. So weight is coming off as like a secondary thing. That's not why I did this. It's wonderful that that's happening, but it's really to get me my chi flowing again, like in my liver, and getting me to a higher vibration, okay? You can use crystals for many things, but it's like, how can I explain it? It's like sometimes putting a crystal in the middle of a swamp, right? Like, it's not going to do much. You have to kind of clean out the swamp and then use the crystals to, enhance your vibration. So when I say cleaning out the swamp, I don't mean Donald Trump. I mean the toxicity of your body, the emotional baggage that you're carrying around, things that you haven't forgiven, people you haven't forgiven, memories that you haven't released, the victim mentality, poor me, that's the furthest thing from having gratitude. We cannot have a grateful heart with all those things lurking around us. So I need to just put things in perspective for you before you can really start to be grateful. And I'm just giving you all these little tools, like little things that you can clean out and give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to clean your closet, all right? I'm guilty. I have to take this advice right here, right now. I have a hard time letting go of physical items. It could be from a past life. I don't know. I am not proud of it. I know it's a problem. I'm not a hoarder by no means, by the way. I don't want you to think that. I like to give things away that people can use. If I know someone can use it, I will give with the most love in my heart. And I will be so happy that they're getting use out of it. Something that I don't use anymore, okay? So I'm working on that. I'm totally working on giving away what I don't use. It's just congesting my space. And then in turn, it congests and clutters my mind. So I'm going to say it again. I'm working on that in 2018. And I hope you do too. Lauren said, your condition will improve if you truly wanted to. What I'm being told is stop doing the same thing over and over. Stop eating the same foods over and over. You need to do something different. You need to change your environment. Lauren, yes, I know you're suffering, honey, but you're suffering so much in your mind as well. I feel that. I feel that you need to cleanse a lot of what you've done in the past, with the way you think, the way you eat. Make a change, make a small change. If you can, Lauren, try to get in some light yoga. Even if you do a YouTube video in your own living room, start with that. Susan, I can't really suggest a cleanse. I don't even think that's legal to do on here. But go with the one that has feels right to you. Remember what I talked about earlier. Go with how you feel. Read the reviews and then make your decision. Dawn, you're in such a rut and you can't get out. What do I see? Dawn, I have no idea why I want to tell you Florida sticks out for me. Not because I'm here. There's either a Florida connection. You might meet someone that's living in Florida. You may move to Florida. The word Florida is going to change your life in a good way, and in ways you don't even expect. So I just wanted to let you know that that's the answer I got for you. So hang on and allow this Floridian connection to come to you. You don't have to go looking for it. It's already in the energy, out in the atmosphere. So, Janet, I'm glad you gave all your clothes to the homeless shelter. That's typically where I give my items, but sometimes you hear stories and you don't always know these shelters where this stuff is really going. Okay. Good. I'm glad to see some people are uncluttering not only their minds, their closets, their friends lists, their relationship lists. You have to love yourself enough to know what does not work for you. You have to love yourself enough, and you have to be grateful every day for just the little things that make you smile. Hi, Thomas. How are you? I see you. Thomas John in the house, people. Amazing psychic medium, the Manhattan medium. Haven't seen him in a while, but hope to see everybody soon. Okay. Happy New Year to everyone. This is a great new year. Like I told you, we have a lot to be grateful for in 2018. Joanne, should she go back to school? I'm not being shown a physical school. I'm being shown a spiritual school that is not a physical location, Joanne Maxwell. It's more like it's either an online course, or I feel like there's going to be people coming into your life that you will learn from, but also I see you teaching those people as well. They're showing me more social circles for you, Joanne, that are spiritual and that you will benefit from them. I'm being told that all of those certificates on your wall, I don't even know if you have any, they don't really mean anything. It's really what you put to use and coming out of a long-lived, the best way I can say it is almost like a fog. Like you get so far and then you go down, and then you get so far again and then you go down. So Joanne, I hope you understand this. That's what I'm picking up for you. But I feel like don't be leery. You have a lot of groups of friends, but I feel as if you really could stick with the people that help raise your vibration. Because you can learn from them, but you really are a teacher as well. You're a very, very good teacher. If I were you, I would get a group together and start a class where you should teach. I feel like you'll channel spirit as you go. You don't have to have all these credentials to teach. Just speak from your heart, and you will be the best teacher there is. And you will have such an amazing synchronistic group that can help you with things you need. Okay, so that's what I see, Joanne. Laura Clemens, should I get married this year or wait until 2019? Laura, the fact that you asked me if you should wait tells me you should wait. Okay, you just answered your own question, honey. And believe it or not, I don't even know that I see a physical marriage. I do see, however, a commitment. If you want to put that, oh, Dawn, you know about the Florida connection that I said to. Good, I'm so happy you know that. If you want to put the marriage certificate in writing, that's totally up to you. But I do see a nice long-term commitment. And good, Joanne. I'm glad you've been thinking of that. So don't worry about, remember what I said to that woman who just asked me if she should get married in 2019. Remember what I said, looking too far into the future kind of messes us up, because we plan and God laughs. And then things don't turn out the way we expect them, and then we feel defeated. So live in the moment in your heart. And this message goes for everyone. I like to tell people the message, and then reading these posts almost show me that sometimes you're not really hearing me, but I like to just keep reminding you, okay? So when she's looking forward to 2019, a lot could change by then, you know? We don't know what tomorrow holds. So don't plan, live in the moment. Don't, let it happen naturally. Oh, my dear friend Nancy just joined us. I think I could go on all night here, but this is becoming a long video. I'm having a lot of fun though. Denise, what will be the highlight for you in 2018? Okay, keeping it real, keeping it in this year. That's cool. That's fine. I don't know if you're old enough to be a grandmother, but I see a new baby coming into your family, and boy, do I see balloons and happiness all around you guys. So give us a little comment if you understand that, or if that's something you've been hoping or waiting for. I see a new child bringing you new joy in your life in 2018. Lot of smiles. Lots of smiles. Okay. Ooh. Hi, Mrs. Waters. Congratulations on your recent retirement. What's next? Okay, give me a second. This was my son's teacher, and she's been a follower for a long time, and I love her spirit. I love her energy. She's just as real as they come, and she exudes light when she walks in a room, especially with her smile. Actually, I see a lot of traveling, believe it or not, and I see a counterpart with you, like a, husband, or I see a traveling partner in a male, and I see you going to places that are educational, like ruins and Rome, and like just places where history is deep, runs deep. I see a lot of that. I believe it's a cruise, and the only reason I say that is because I see a lot of water around you, in a good way, not like you're going to have like a flood in your home or something. Mrs. Waters, how ironic. But it's time to have fun now. It's time to learn more about you. That's what I'm hearing. It's time to learn. It's time to do all those things you couldn't do while you were working and teaching. And I do see more family involvement where you'll be able to be there for family, physically be there. So that's part of your traveling as well. I'm not sure if you have family out of state, but I do see you traveling and visiting and actually helping family. Maybe, an older person or a child that needs your help. I'm not sure what it is, but so in between the travel, I do see you being so much more family oriented, physically being present. Okay. I'm going to take a couple of more questions. Linda Pixie, simply, can you tell me anything? Boy, I like that. Straight to the point. I can tell you, this may sound strange, but I see flowers all around you. In a good way, please understand that. Oh, Spirit just said to me, no, it's metaphoric. Please tell her to stop and smell the flowers. I feel like you're rushing through your life, and it's been a lot of people depending on you, and they're showing me that it's your turn now. So I think her name was Linda Pixie. This is your turn. Be a little selfish right now. It's okay. It's okay. I'm giving you permission. The universe is giving you permission. It's time for you to enjoy your life now. But get rid of the guilt. That's what I'm being told. Oh, let me see if I can get that back. Red Wolf. Josette Red Wolf. You lost everything in Irma. I'm so sorry to hear that. Where do I see you? They just showed me you rebuilding. You'll have a chance to stay in the same area. I don't feel you will. I don't feel you will. I feel like it's going to be temporarily stay somewhere close where Irma affected you, but I do feel another opportunity to move closer to a family member somewhere else. You will have the money. It will be delayed, but you will have it. And just get ready to cram in a second bedroom for a while, because I see that, if that might be going on right now. I know there were so many people hurting. How could I do a live Facebook video without giving a few messages? That would just be so selfish of me. Okay, Lisa Obera. Your husband has guilt from witnessing his mother's murder when he was 12. The first thing I heard was, and you could relay this, please, and I'm sure he's heard this many, many, many times, but what's coming through, filtering through me right now is that this is going to be hard to hear, but the murder had nothing to do with him. He was an innocent bystander, and karmically, that murder was not 1 ounce about him, not one. What that tells me is this is a real hard pill to swallow. Even I hate to even say it, but I honor spirit when they give it to me, and I have to just be that messenger. There was some kind of crazy karmic connection between his mom and the murderer, and as crazy as this may sound, the mom forgives from the other side, and the karma is resolved and it's done. But yet he needed to be brought into this world, so therefore she picked him, he picked her. Guilt is not serving anyone on any level in any dimension here. It has nothing to do with him, pure and simple. He could not have stopped it either, because karma is something higher than the human being. It's bigger than us. We have to sometimes sit back and watch karma, and even if we want to get involved, we can't. So there is a chance his mother did something to this murderer in another time. I'm not saying murder, I don't know, but it's a karmic cleanse that had to happen, and the playing field is even now. I don't feel any animosity towards the mother, and I feel like that little boy inside of him was stunted at that age and he never grew. So you probably have someone who masks all of his pain with alcohol or some other form, and he's stuck as a 12-year-old, okay? So that can't be easy living with him. I'm sorry to hear this. So just as you would give any 12-year-old love and hugs and kisses and permission to let it go, please tell him that this came through. It's a sad murder. It's a horrible, any murder is unfathomable. I just can't even believe it. But many people die at the hands of others, and it's a sad reality, and we just have to face that. It does happen. Unfortunately, it does happen. Okay, a couple of more questions, and then I'm going to let you guys go have a nice cup of tea and turn in for the night. Let's see. Hi. People are saying hi still. I want to go back to this one. Dory Lamberson. Long distance relationship that helped me through many hard times. Okay. Well, that's what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to help you. How do I get the comments to keep going? Hold on a second. I just did something. Well, I'm being told that cyber relationships are not always the best. I mean, they're good for what you needed it to be, but I just don't know that I see this person physically coming into your space. So either they can't leave where they live, or it's just impossible, or honor the friendship, but physically It's okay to have human contact. It's what we're meant to do, to have a physical person help you or be with you or love you or, you know, live with you, love you in a in-person kind of way. So I hope you can do that. I don't feel the person means you any harm, and I feel like the person does plan on or want to be with you, does want to be with you. I just personally am being told that it's feasible. See, it's not feasible, not at this time. So I feel in a way you're kind of putting your life on hold, and that's not fair to you. So remember what I said the year 2018 is good for. It's good for personal power, growth, especially growth. It's a master number, the number 11, leadership, no time for fears, embracing, courage, faith, pretty much all the positive, you know, words that give us the grateful heart and a positive attitude. Okay, no more hoping, wishing, pleading, and begging. Those times are gone. It's time to manifest things into reality. And remember what I said, we have to keep the vibration high in order to manifest miracles in our life. Miracles. So what's a miracle? Something that happens against all odds, that bring joy into our life, that bring healing into our life, that open our eyes, that bring us on another path to enlightenment. Okay, so I encourage you to keep that relationship, but put it where it needs to be and understand it for what it is. Okay, no more facades for anyone. So if I can stand here and keep it real, I would hope the same for all of you. And on that note, I wish you all a happy 2018, a happy new year. Resolutions are made not in the moment or the week after 2018 and then stop. Remember what I said, you need to be that thing you're hoping to attract. So become that, not just after the week after New Year's, okay? Throughout the year. I'd love to hear from everyone. I'd love to hear the progress you're making. I'd love to hear how your gratitude journals are going. You could drop me a line anytime. You visit my website, come on the Facebook page and just drop me a note. I'd love to hear it. And stay tuned for more Facebook Lives from Kim the Happy Medium. Good night. Finishing.